Marsden Grotto, locally known as the Grotto, is a pub, restaurant, and hotel located in the Marsden Bay area in South Shields. It has gone through many renovations over the years, going from a small cave to the building we know and love. It is, in part, built into the cliff face, making it one of the few cave bars in the entirety of Europe. The location includes a large bar, a pool room, a seafood restaurant, and a bistro that attracts all kinds of customers. But little do they know the shadow of the grotto's past still lurks in the caverns. In 1782, Jack Bates, an Allendale resident, decided to move into a small cave in the face of the cliffs in Marsden Bay, creating a rent-free home as he was tired of paying rent at his former residence. He gathered explosives from a local quarry and blasted the small cave into a bigger living space for him and his wife Jessie, gaining the name that he will be remembered by in history, Jack the Blaster. Jack presumably built the zigzag steps from the top of the cliffs to the bay in order to access his home more effectively. The odd nature of the home attracted visitors to the cavern, to whom Jack and Jessie sold refreshments to, and the home transformed into a tea room. The tea room was exploited by smugglers who paid Jack to house contraband.
We don't know much about Jack Bates, but we do believe that he was involved with petty crime as he allowed smuggling to go on in his home. Jack Bates didn't do anything to stop the execution of Jack the Gibber.
Legend states that a smuggler by the name of Jack the Gibber was forcibly shoved into a barrel. This barrel was then hung in the cave shaft by his fellow criminals after he gave information to the government of their various misdeeds. Jack was left in the barrel until he eventually starved to death, his screams echoing through the halls of the grotto to this day.
It's also rumoured that Jack Bates was also Jack the Gibber, but when he wanted to be out of the smuggling, he reported to the authorities what had been going on in the area, and when the other smugglers found out, they turned on him and murdered him.
However, in 1792, Jack Bates died and Jessie presumably moved out, leaving the building abandoned and motionless for years, until 1826, when Peter Allen purchased the property and restored, expanded and converted it into a 15-room mansion he ran as an inn. The land was purchased, and Peter lost the rights to the property, causing him to sink into depression and to end his own life, leaving his wife and 8 children.
Peter Allen, a previous resident of the grotto, hung himself when he found out he was going to be evicted, and it's believed that he is one of the spirits that still haunts the grotto to this day.
However, the family continued to run the inn until it eventually ended in the hands of the Vault breweries. The landlord of the grotto at this time left out tankards of ale each night, and in the morning, it was empty. A local DJ and TV presenter, Alan Robson, drank from the tankard during a show, sparking a series of paranormal events that forced the landlord to quit. This included ashtrays flying and smashing against the wall, and the cellar filling up with beer after all of the taps were mysteriously and unexplainably turned on. Paranormal events come in all shapes and sizes, ranging from a sudden change in temperature to manifestations of ghostly shadow figures. There is an infinite number of ghostly sightings and videos across the globe, admittedly many being fake. However, within the abundance of videos, real footage and real sightings are being disregarded and seen as faked by skeptics. With the vast amount of sightings and reports of ghosts spanning back to the 1st century, with mentions of ghosts in modern literature, historical literature, and holy books, makes spirits and ghosts alike a terrifying reality. A reality that lies in wait around every corner of Marsden Grotto. With tragic history linked to the grotto, there is no question the venue is haunted. And with a venue so haunted, there are ghost stories and sightings of all categories. Paranormal activity has been experienced by many people who dared to enter the grotto, and paranormal researchers claimed that there were at least 7 different ghosts residing there.
My name is Lorna Routledge, and this is my story.
Lorna Routledge worked at the grotto. This was her experience.
I worked in the kitchen at the grotto. Once I was in the restaurant, and 4 chairs fell backwards from a table when there was no one else in the restaurant other than me and the chef. I worked in the bar and lots of times I heard someone on the stairs when no one was there. The only way out was down the stairs and it was absolutely terrifying. My friend's mum worked at the grotto and one day she had a heavy ashtray flung at her from a dark corner. Of course no one was there. It hit her on the head and the next day she quit. At the end of every shift we used to leave a pint out, close all the pub down, and the next day when we got back it was drunk every time.
Reports of a shadowy man being spotted at the bottom of the stairs that lead down the cliff face have been made, and late at night, his blood-curdling screams can be heard echoing throughout Marsden Bay. This is suspected to be Jack the Gibber, his screams attempting to notify nearby residents while stuck trying to escape the hanging barrel, to no avail. Banging originating from the cellar door, as if someone is locked inside, has been reported, but of course when searched, no one was inside. The chain near the bar has also been reported to be heard rattling. This was caught on camera by Ghost Northeast. Other sightings include whispering and gunshots being heard in the area, bare footprints on the bar floor that can't be washed away, a man and other dark shadow figures appearing in the cave bar area, and paranormal investigators have reported sudden battery drainage, strange lights and ghost orbs, unexplainable sounds on digital recorders and EVP devices. During an investigation, a man's hoodie appeared to be pulled by an unseen entity after being told to do so. With Marsden Grotto's business ongoing, and with its continuous flow of customers and investigations, there is no question that more paranormal events will continue to be captured and reported. And Marsden Grotto remains one of the most haunted locations in the entirety of the Northeast to this day.